Driverless cars are already on the roads, and within the next few years, they could become a common sight.
All right, but they could also mean the loss of thousands of jobs. Some speculate it could cause the biggest disruption in the workforce since the Industrial Revolution. Jen Lamers outside with that story this morning. Jen, what's going on?
Yeah, Rosanna and Lori, I'm here in front of something that we might not see too much more of anymore, a yellow taxi cab with a living, breathing human behind the wheel. So driverless cars, that is the wave of the future. It's happening a lot sooner than we think, and it will cost New Yorkers hundreds of thousands of jobs.
I like driving. I like meeting new people.
Ehsan Abdullayev has been driving a cab in New York for the past 5 years, but already he's seeing the end of the road.
I'm just going to move on from this industry. A lot of my friends, they are frustrated. They're feeling down. They're left over.
Ehsan is currently going to school because he says there's no future in being a professional driver.
I'm currently enrolled in IT program.
Ehsan's boss is Alexei Medvedovsky, who's the president of the New York Taxi Group.
A lot of drivers will be out of jobs, and we're talking about a couple of 100,000 of them. It will impact not only yellows but black cars as well.
The reason all of this is happening, money. Robots don't need health insurance, they don't need sleep, and they don't earn overtime.
I think it's going to be more profitable.
How soon does he think the switch from mammal to microprocessor at the wheel will take place?
Within the next 5 years.
If you think 5 years sounds way too soon, look at what happened when our Robert Moses engaged Super Cruise while driving Cadillac's CT6 in New Jersey.
So you see the icon just to the right of the speedometer. That tells me when that's illuminated that Super Cruise is available. So right now I'm going about 58 miles an hour or so. That feels okay in this kind of traffic, so I will engage the Super Cruise.
Cadillac is not alone on the road to autonomous driving. Volvo has Pilot Assist, which helps keep you in your lane, and it also operates the gas and brake for you. Tesla has Autopilot, which does even more, and now some new BMWs allow you to park from outside the vehicle using just a smart key fob. But auto industry expert and car reviewer Lauren Fick says autonomous cars are currently no match for Mother Nature.
Weather's a huge factor, and the reason it's a huge factor is because it blocks the laser, the radar, the cameras, the LiDAR. In today's vehicles, you may notice a notification on your dash saying your cruise control doesn't work or your emergency safety system doesn't work. It's because it's being covered by something.
All right, so we're here inside the cab with Alexei Medvedovsky, who you heard from earlier. So you used to own, what, 2 cabs in the city, and then you gradually began to own 300, right, of the whole fleet?
That is correct.
Okay, so when we're talking about driverless cars happening within 5 years, that does seem awfully soon.
Yes, it will happen. It'll definitely happen within 5 years in my mind.
Yeah, you think so. And how are you preparing for this?
Well, we work in different technological solutions. Currently with Lacus, it's working on a couple of IO projects where we are trying to implement self-driving solutions into the cabs, management solutions for driverless cars, and that's pretty much it.
I mean, the impact on taxi cab drivers, just livery service in general, it seems to be a devastating impact, especially in the tri-state area. Would you agree?
That is correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what do you think the city, is there any way for them to prepare for this?
Well, the biggest problem is going to be that drivers will be losing their jobs.
Right.
And we talk about hundreds of thousands of drivers.
Yeah.
Okay. And the city should be doing something about it. It's because these guys are going to be in the streets. They have to start thinking now because it's coming.
And as far as the infrastructure in New York, what has to happen there as well?
Well, I think the roads are very challenging. Traffic lights, traffic conditions, pedestrians. That needs to be worked on, is because cars, it's going to take time until driverless cars will understand every part of driving.
Yeah.
They can probably drive on their own, but the obstacles and the potholes and the pedestrians, like I said, and slow conversion between people driving the cars and computers driving the car, it's going to be challenging.
What types of jobs do you think that the city would have to implement in order for a lot of these people to not be completely devastated by this turnover for driverless cars?
Well, I think the jobs, it should be similar in nature type of jobs, is because most of those guys...
Because they're all, I mean, tech related, and not a lot of people know how to, they're not in the tech industry.
That is correct. That is correct. So the city should be thinking about it now and start preparing and maybe opening up some programs where drivers can be educated, recareered, and probably, and see what else they can do out there.
So a little bit about yourself. I mean, you came over here, and then you had the 2 cars, and you have the whole fleet. So this has been your growth over the last, how many years has it been?
A little over 20.
20 years. And so from the average, you know, the person who drives taxi, who owns a fleet, the impact on this is monumental. And not just here, but around the country as well.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem in the beginning, but I think down the line it's going to be great, is because driverless cars don't get tired. For example, safety is a big issue. A lot of the accidents that happen in the streets only happen because drivers get tired, and humans do get tired,
right?
And get into the accidents. So I think driverless cars will bring a huge safety issue. Congestion traffics, I'm sure the cars will know where the congested areas are, and they will try to divert away from those areas or move around those areas. So I think for the traffic conditions, for the safety, it's definitely a great thing.
All right. Alexi Mevodowski, thank you so much. Rosanna and Lori, I'm going to send things back to you in the studio.
All right. It's a new day out there. Thank you so much.
Well, not yet. Put the brakes on it.